Welcome to the club. Oh, yo, so, Matt, I talked to Xavier about the season finale. And, he didn't really have any opinion about it, but I basically told him that we all had the same understanding that it was really shitty. It was really bad. So I just kind of talked with him a little bit with it.
Retro Raccoon, the League Gears.
It was like,
can you hear me?
It was shit.
Disappointing as shit.
It was
I
shit.
think everybody that watched the episode kind of
No, because I saw a poll where it's like rate the last episode, and like a bunch of people said 5 out of 5, and I was like part of like the 2% that said like 1 out of 5. Like
no.
Dom, did you see it?
Did you see the shit that I sent?
Yeah, I watched it.
You did. Oh, what did you think about it?
What I it kind of was disappointing a little bit.
Yeah.
I expected more.
You went through all the voices, my bad, sorry about that. Wait, so you talking
You're
about?
good.
Like,
You're good.
have a good day, man.
What show?
What's up, dude?
It's fucking good.
I thought it was okay. Like, there could have been
Yo,
more.
what show you talking about? Look at bro.
No,
Talking
it's
about Bad Batch.
yeah. We're talking about a show we watched. Fucking the entire episode just didn't have any substance to it. And
Yeah, it
then
was just them escaping. That was it.
yeah, it just seemed like an off-put kind of episode, and it like season finales are supposed to like wrap up that whole season, right? But there was nothing. They didn't wrap up anything, and left us with
It was almost like a
nothing.
filler episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
It did
almost
kind
like a filler
of
episode.
like filler.
Also, I did kind of like I kind of like thought back of like the episode again. The dialogue between the Bad Batch and fucking Crosshair was terrible. Oh, you could have saved this. You guys left me. Boo-hoo. They did that like 3 times, and that was it.
Yeah, they did 3 times in like different episodes too.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes. They did it in part 1. Part 1 between Hunter and Crosshair. And they're like, he's like, you left me. They left that behind, brother, whatever. They did it like a bunch in the last episode too.
Yeah. Like it was just bad overall. It was not good. I was extremely disappointed.
Droid save, though. I appreciated the droid save.
I think they could have done without, I guess, in my opinion.
Because, you know, season 2, I know it was announced, but what do you guys think season... Well, obviously, so they just ended with Crosshair standing on the platform.
Oh, what the fuck?
And then they left, and then
They left us with nothing. They left us with nothing. A season finale is supposed to wrap things up and get us excited for like the next season, but they left us with absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Because, like, literally the only thing that they showed us...
It's like they don't want it. I'm like so mad at them.
What the hell is this sound?
It's just like I was expecting to maybe like leave us off where like
That's kind of
it would
good.
show like at the end like the Bad Batch and one like at like either the cantina where they were or whatever to like show us for like the next season, right? Like get us ready. But it pretty much just left us off with the Kamino and Doctors, not with the Empire. You will be in great things from you, and that was it. Like,
Yeah.
not even gonna go show Crosshair or anything. Like getting
We were
back to
talking
them.
yesterday about what's it called? The episode previously to season finale, and how bold it would have been for them to leave that as the season finale.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have sucked, honestly. But like, it would have been such a good like ending. Like that felt more of an ending than the actual ending.
Yeah, even if they left it, we would be so hyped for season 2. Because,
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's happened? What's gonna happen?
Oh yeah, because they bomb the city of Camino and just like they leave us with that. Like it'll be so blue balled, but it'd be such a better ending, man. It'd actually leave us with something.
I think the season finale would have I think it would have worked as a first episode for season 2, just to kickstart it all.
Yes.
Especially since the first episodes of like the Disney Plus series are like an hour long, so it would have been perfect.
And what's it called? It was kind of stupid because there was a tweet from the composer of the Bad Batch episodes where he said like when like the music for like the finale is so good it makes you tear up and whatnot, but like when we were watching it, I was specifically looking for the part where it would make me tear up or whatever, and there was nothing. There was no high stakes.
Yeah.
Nobody was in real danger. We obviously knew that they were going to escape, and the only like decent danger was maybe Omega going back for AZ, but everybody knows that one of the clones would have gotten and getting her. There was no real danger, no
Omega's
threat.
not gonna die.
Yeah, no emotional
I think it kind
scene.
of fucked up that they mentioned season 2 before the season even finished.
I don't know.
Because that obviously set up, oh shit, they're gonna survive. So you kind of have that in like the back of your head, you know?
Honestly, it would have been honestly, in my opinion, it would have been worse. Because if they didn't confirm season
Think it would've
2,
been worse?
yeah, because if they didn't confirm season 2 and they left us with this piece of shit ending, I would have been so much more mad. So like that's how it ends. That's how it really. Like think about it, because they leave with nothing. Nothing gets accomplished. It's basically just the same.
I mean, like they confirmed season 2 like after the fact, you know?
Yeah.
I've met a lot of furries on video games.
Like after the season is wrapped up, you know, the first one, instead of what they did was announce it second to last episode or the last episode or whatever it was. I think if they would have announced the second season at the
that's like a stigma
end.
against furries, is that they all have like they're all individual.
Yeah, they
Even
can't
if-
even like
They're not. They're
fit it
just-
in the episode.
I just don't see this last episode fitting in with with like the season as a whole.
Okay.
Because it's just so
Yeah,
bad. It's the in
I
my
wouldn't
opinion,
be
it's the
surprised.
worst episode of the entire series.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if that episode was just kind of crammed in, and they originally went with the idea of like, let's leave it off on that fat cliffhanger.
Honestly,
Yeah.
because
it definitely like after
Because
I watched it, it just felt like filler, honestly. Like,
yeah,
after I watched it, I sat there and I'm like,
Yeah.
huh. I
like
just watched the filler episode.
episode 15 was like so beautiful, and like they had like the original Camino score, and like all the visuals were amazing, like the shot where they had like the 3 vendors coming out, and like the coloration of like the bolts going down and the fire of the city, and like the city being destroyed and shit like that. It was visually
the shots of the
stunning.
city when the city was just empty.
It was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful.
That was insane.
It was beautiful,
It was
and then
so
they
eerie.
and then they gave us
I
this.
feel like
Like,
if you
what the
experience
fuck?
You only experience. I have gotten bullied by a lot of
Yeah,
furries
so-
when I
It
view
was like that when it was the city of Camino was empty. To me, it like felt eerie, dude. It felt eerie because you've never, well, at least I haven't. You've never seen like Camino. You never see Camino empty, like completely empty.
Yeah.
Like it's just like what the hell.
You see the smaller clones roaming through the halls, and like the robots and like the security guards and shit, and maybe like a
'Cause it's always a
occasional
hustle and
Jedi.
bustle of
furries.
Camino.
They're not actually
Yeah.
just a trend.
Thank God, episode
Dude,
15
honestly,
was so
I think I'm gonna
good.
go with that and see like
It's a double cheeseburger.
see like if that has any truth to it, that the last episode was just kind of like crammed in, because I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. That seems
with
like
Disney.
some shit, especially if producers and executives are like in play and they're trying to cram out episodes. I would not be surprised if that last episode was just kind of crammed in just for the sake of like wrapping it up and it wanting to be together, and oh, let's make the fans happy so that everybody's happy in the end.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm like,
Yeah.
But
It
you
is
know,
Disney we're talking
the
about.
worst.
yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they cram that last episode in because of producers and executives pushing for that, because they wanted to have this nice quote-unquote wrap up for it. And I bet you too, the reason that they shoved this episode in was for that ending teaser about the Kaminoans being used for future cloning. I bet you, dude.
Dude, that
Because they had like kind of teased about it a little bit in the show. Honestly, like that would have been fine, but directly seeing the tie-ins between the Mandalorian and the Bad Batch, it wasn't necessary. It felt empty, you know, because we already knew it was gonna happen.
Like, yeah, just to me, going forward, I think I want to put. I think in my mind, season 5 or episode 15 is the true ending of season 1, leaving on that big ass cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautiful.
No,
like,
we can all hold our
because
cannons like that.
that's an actual ending right there. It leaves you with something, you know. It's wrapping things up, you know. Like Hunter gets fucking, you know, chased. You know, they're starting to make amends, and then the city is getting bombarded. You know, and it all looks beautiful, and you know we're left on this cliffhanger that like, will they actually survive? And that's beautiful, you know. And then we have to wait a whole year to see, you know, them survive and get out and shit. So
yeah. Because this last episode of the season finale, this feels like an episode that I wouldn't mind waiting a week for the next episode, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I could totally see it as a Kickstarter, not something I gotta wait an entire year for. Yeah. Just for the next season.
Yeah. Because, like, after I got done watching it, I'm like, alright, can't wait for the next episode next week, and then I'm like, oh crap. Wait a minute.
Yeah, because it didn't feel like a finale, it just felt like another episode. Yeah. And like you said, it felt like filler.
Yeah.
I did say with the scene, because like the Kaminoans, like even like in the movies when you saw the Kaminoans, like I always kind of like, they were always eerie to me because they always had like that mystery behind them, because they're like, they kind of they hold their heads high. So like at the end, I will admit with the scene with the Kaminoan, she's like being welcomed into the Empire, and the scientists like, oh, we're looking forward. You can kind of like tell she's just like, oh, this is like, she's holding her head high still. She's like judging everybody. She's pissed, you know, because she held love for what's it, Omega. Like Omega is like really connected to her. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with it.
Yeah.
I think her being quote unquote welcomed into the Empire almost felt more like an imprisonment than like think of what's the one fucking dude? Jin Urso. Galen Urso. That guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know how they built up that like he was a leading scientist for, you know, the Death Star and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that they kind of built it up as like it was an imprisonment for him. He had to do this. That's kind of what it feels like for the Kaminoans, or now let's say at the end of the episode. Obviously, it wasn't voluntary.
Yeah, because I think they were really hammering in that point about the Empire, because you have like Crosshair and the Empire's gonna be good, you know, they're gonna bring order, whatever. But they're really hammering in the point, like with the Separatists, how the Separatists kind of were almost in the Bad Batch, kind of shown as the good guys. So it's like, we're just trying to protect our people, you know, and like, you know, let them do what they want. And they're kind of hammering the point where the Empire just like, you go with the Empire or you get arrested or killed. Right? So it's like, it's interesting, definitely, but it was okay. I think the season, like the whole like series, there was obviously some fails, especially the ending. But I definitely liked it. Definitely was good.
I think the whole season, like as a whole, I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the show way more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
It's just, you know,
there's a lot of high quality shit
at the end.
Almost all the episodes.
Oh yeah.
Are great.
Oh yeah. And a lot of good story narratives that was able to be brought in a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
because you had a little bit with Jabba's thing, Jabba's palace. You saw what's his face, and then you had Rebels was thrown in there. A lot of good.
Wait, Jabba's palace?
Yeah, the Rancor.
Jabba.
Oh, the Rancor. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like his actual palace. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I think it was really cool because the show itself was able to mesh all that in almost seamlessly, you know?
It was
including
it was a bridge
arc of Ryloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arc for Ryloth, that was fucking good. That was really, really good. That was good stuff. And you figure it practically had nothing to do with the Bad Batch, and it still worked. Not a lot of shows can just branch off onto like other things like that entirely and practically ditch the main characters for a different story arc. If you're able to make that work, you got hell of writers in the room, hell of creative directors, and they nailed it. They really did, bringing in tons of points and old narratives to light, showing us backstories to things that we didn't need.
Like the backstory of the fucking Rancor in Jabba's palace. I mean, like, who would have thought that would have came to light?
Yeah,
because they were saying, oh, I heard, and I was looking at it the other day because I was like, oh, Bad Batch season 2 confirmed, because I looked it up because I didn't see the tweet, and it was, they were saying that the writing for like Bad Batch, like the main meat of it, isn't actually coming from Disney. It's coming from Lucas. Like original, like it's an original story from Lucas, which means that's probably why it's as good as it is.
Yeah.
Disney, it's because it's coming from Filoni.
Filoni and Lucas.
Because season 7 for Clone Wars was a long time in the making, and they had the Bad Batch right by then. So with that comes this spin-off show.